Hey everybody. Hold on, let me get my shit together. Y'all know I get up here and have stuff everywhere. Think I'm prepared and I'm not. Now all of a sudden this little puppy wanna come in here and he wanna eat. So you might hear some crunching in the back. But don't trip. How is everybody doing? Hey She Mean, Rick Lee, Country Thug. How you doing? Thank y'all for coming in. This story today, y'all, is about Jennifer Hudson and the tragedy, Lord have mercy, that happened, within her family a few years ago. So as you know, I put it in the upload, but after this upload, I want to touch on the red flags, all the red flags that were given regarding this young man by the name of William Balfour. That's Balfor. So hold on. So without you think so? We're gonna talk about that country thug. So if you can try to hang around because I was hearing that too. But I don't know. I just don't be I don't know. So many people say it, but we'll get into it.
Welcome to the Indie Show.
Yeah. Uh. Ha-ha. Everybody, welcome to the Cindy Show. She got news, gospel, and a whole lot more. Make sure you hit the like, subscribing button at the door so you can get your drinks and popcorns and enjoy the show. Sit back, relax, and watch the queen speak her mind. She about to go live, so it's about that time. She always speak the truth, never drop no lies. And she always high, bitch, look in her eyes. So like I said before, hit the like, subscribing at the door. And if you're a hater, you keep that shit on the low. I know y'all been waiting a long time, so here we go. So let me introduce y'all to Miss Indy Show. Miss Indy.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so very much for joining me today. We all recognize the beautiful woman on my screen, the beautiful, talented Jennifer Hudson. She and her family were hit with a devastating tragedy, and that's the story I wanted to talk about today. In 2008, Jennifer's world changed forever when she received devastating news from the south side of Chicago, a place where there had been over 500 murders just that year alone. Walk with me through this dream girl's nightmare. Julia Hudson is Jennifer Hudson's sister. She was dating an old classmate. His name is William Balfour. He had just been released from prison and was a problem child since the sixth grade. They were married within months despite the family's protest. Julia then convinced her family to allow William to move into their family home. They shared a bedroom on the first floor. The tension in the home was described as rising. Now, William, he didn't get along with Julia's mother or her older brother at the time. William was described as possessive and controlling and needed his wife's attention constantly. He was even jealous of her 7-year-old son, Julian. He would say inappropriate things when Julia would hug her son. He looked at that young man as competition, her 7-year-old son. Jennifer Hudson won her first and well-deserved Academy Award. She returned to Chicago to celebrate with family and friends, and William was right there with his brand new sister-in-law. Now, in 2007, William and Julia had a real bad argument inside the house, hollering, screaming, cursing, threatening. This wasn't the first time. And when it happened, her mother and her brother would often step up to intervene in a situation. But William, he took that as them getting into his business. He would then turn his vengeance on the entire house. In fact, he threatened to kill the entire Hudson family, and he said that he would kill Julia last. He was kicked out right after making that statement. But he was still obsessed with Julia. Neighbors reported seeing him peering into Julia's bedroom window. He would question other people on if Julia was seeing anybody. He said if she was, that he was going to hurt her and him. Unfortunately, Julia did not take his threats seriously. This is someone that she knew from childhood. In 2008, someone broke into the Hudson's home and stole the house keys, and Jennifer Hudson's brother, they stole his gun, a .45 caliber. Jason had owned a .45 caliber handgun for protection, and he felt like he needed it living in the South Side neighborhood. After this happened, Jennifer Hudson pleaded with her mother to leave Inglewood, but her mother was connected to her community and her church. It felt like this was her home. On October 24th, Julia hears a knock on her bedroom window. It was her husband, William. She then proceeded to usher him into the home. When he went into the bedroom, he noticed Julia had received Valentine's Day balloons, which was a birthday gift from her new boyfriend. Now, he was pissed when he saw that. They started to argue, and it started to get loud. Julia was already on her way out the door on her way to work, so she tried to kind of, lure him outside. She went on to go to work for the day. Just a few short minutes later, neighbors hear gunshots coming from the Hudson home. It went unreported because the sounds of gunfire are also common in that area. Julia Hudson returned home from work only to find a bullet hole in the front door. She opened the door and saw her beloved mother laying on the floor in a puddle of blood. She ran back outside to call 911 and also had a neighbor to go back inside to check on her brother and her son. Her brother was found shot dead, his truck stolen, and her son, Julian, he's missing.
I can help you. Where are you? What's going on?
I don't know. She been shot. Can you put me to the ambulance, please?
What happened?
I don't know. She's on the floor. I think let her come to my head.
Is she breathing?
I don't know. He was coming up the house.
You know what happened? Did she fall?
No, I just got home from work. There's a bullet. There's a bullet hole in our front door.
There's a bullet hole in your front door?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 57 years old. Please help my mama.
All right, are you guys in the house?
Yes, please send the ambulance.
All right.
My mama.
The ambulance is on the way. I'm the police.
Yes. Okay. Please. Where's my brother at? What happened? To the house. Someone, my mama, and I don't know what she's in the house on the floor. That's not the door. I went in there. I was in the house with my mom. And she on the floor. I ain't did nothing. All I do was run. I don't know what Julie did, but nothing. And I'm here by myself. Yes.
It was then Julia called her sister Jennifer, who was living in Florida at the time, Jennifer immediately flew home and offered a $100,000 reward for the safe return of her nephew. When the police arrived on the scene, they asked Julia who could have committed this horrible crime. With no hesitation, she said, William Balfour. The Chicago police put out an Amber Alert for Julian and began to track William's phone. Within hours, he was found shacked up with his new girlfriend on the west side of Chicago. William Balfour was placed under arrest. He was interrogated and questioned in regards to whereabouts of 7-year-old Julian. He said the last time that he saw Julian, he was riding his green machine. He said that he was miles away from the Hudson home at the time of the murders. At that time, Julia was holding press conferences at the church, begging for the return of her son. Unfortunately, a few days later, the stolen SUV was found. Inside was the body of little Julian under a shower curtain. He was shot twice in his head. The police decided to do an extensive search, starting from William's new girlfriend's house to where the SUV was found, and they indeed found that .45 caliber murder weapon. December 1st, 2008, William was charged with triple murder, home invasion, aggravated kidnapping, residential burglary, possession of a stolen motor vehicle. And in May 2012, he was convicted in just 18 hours, baby. He was given 3 consecutive life sentences. The judge's final words to William was, "You have the heart of an Arctic night, and your soul is as barren as dark space." Definitely a sad tragedy. How many times do we talk about red flags, warning signs? I know a lot of the times the person that is in the relationship can't really see what other people see from the outside. And Julia's entire family was totally against this dude, was against him from the 6th grade. They all knew him. He was a problem child. He had been in and out of juvenile, in and out of jail. He was caught trying to carjack someone else's car. When this person saw him, he jumped on the roof of the car that he owned and was holding on to dear life. He had the luggage racks at the top, so he was holding on. William knew that he was up there. He started to speed up and swerve all through different potholes and towns. He actually got on a highway at high speed. This man held on for dear life. And when William saw that he couldn't make this man fall, he rammed that truck into a goddamn light pole. The owner of the vehicle and victim, of course, had devastating injuries from being thrown from the roof of the car during the impact. One of the things that caught my attention was this young man didn't want anybody in his business, And it's ironic that he would marry someone and then take his business back to her parents' house. Why didn't he get his business and put his business somewhere that he paid for? It all comes down to the mentality, not just on him. I'm going to have to say Julia also. And I'm not blaming or pointing fingers at anybody. That's not what I'm here to do, but we're not going to sit here and ignore everything that was said. We cannot. I don't know how Julia was allowed to get this boy into the house. He didn't get along with anybody in the house, including her son. And let me say this. This man was disrespectful towards this 7-year-old boy, Julia's son, in her presence. He was obviously jealous. If this young lady didn't see any other sign, you don't miss no signs when it comes to your children, darling. You don't insult the kid and then expect to get the cookies. Now, granted, okay, obviously there are women who don't mind their children being spoke on. I'm speaking about a woman that, that apparently she brushed it off. When you brush off your kids, you throw them to the wolves. And that's exactly how I feel about it. If she saw nothing else, the disrespect to her baby should have been enough. Now, granted, she did start seeing someone else. We didn't hear anything about any divorce proceedings from either one of these people. They just kind of went on to dating other people. He did it, but he didn't want her to do it. But nobody was talking about divorce. He didn't want to divorce her. He was obsessed with her. Another thing, she understood exactly who this man was. For her to allow him into the home, knowing what he said in the beginning, but to allow him back in there and you got balloons and ribbons and glitter and cards and flowers and shit all over the room, was that to throw that up in this man's face? You don't poke the bear. I don't know if this was this woman's intent, but from what the family's saying and what she said, this made him angry. Well, then, God damn it, I guess that it would make him angry. Don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore the signs. This is truly a tragedy. These people should not be dead. These are innocent people. And back to that minding, your business type thing. No, you get into business like that. You stay into business like that. I don't know what it would have took for the family living inside the home just to tell him no from the beginning. The love for your family, we'll do anything for our family. Most of us, there is no. What makes you happy, make me happy. In this instance, I wish they had not have folded. It was not a good relationship from the beginning. He disrespected the entire family. And then what he did is he did what most snakes do. So comfortable enough to sit up under someone, knowing the devastation that he would be willing to bring to this woman and her family. Now, granted, this picture was before all of the murders, but look how close he is. And knowing that he wouldn't have any problem taking out everybody she loved. And hell, had she been there, she probably would have been gone too. Let's stop ignoring the warning signs. My condolences to the Hudson family. I'm happy to see that Jennifer has been able to keep herself together for the most part, at least in the public eye. We don't know what a person goes through behind closed doors, and I'm sure she's truly still devastated to this day. This is not something that you just get over. It just doesn't happen that way. Thank you all for joining me. This is Miss Indy, and I'll see you all on my next show. Okay, and we are back. Got my earbuds on. So, oh my goodness, Miss Beverly, do you remember when this first hit the airwaves? Now, I'm not saying that this is an event like life changing for everybody, like when the Twin Towers, came down. Most people can tell you exactly where they were. Some people can tell you where they were when they heard Michael Jackson passed away. I'm not saying it's all that, but what I am asking is this. Okay, bad and bougie. What I am saying is this. All those red flags. This boy had been a problem child. I'm not going to go back into it because you guys can watch the video. But I will say this. When it says it takes a village, it takes a village. And you have to stand on that. Everybody in that house, all the adults understood that this was not a person that they wanted to be around. Nobody even wanted to be in the room with this man. I don't know how she was even able to get them to allow him into the home. Unfortunately, that's what happened. He shall pay for what he did. And if anybody, I heard country thug say something about a sacrifice. Now I did hear that too. I don't know. I guess it's kind of like I hear it so much. But if he would like to come up, I don't know if he's working or not, or if he want to put it in the chat, or if anybody else want to come up, that might even feel the same way. Do you guys think it was some type of sacrifice involved? She just came off of American Idol. She's a rising star. Do you think that she maybe perhaps had a hand in having, something done for what? To get higher, more fame? Is that what the word on the street is? She came home and offered a $100,000 reward, which probably don't seem like a lot of money. Which, well, it is a lot of money, but even back then, that was a lot of money. She was a star, but she was still rising. She was a star, so she came back for her family. Now, as far as Julia, the sister who drug his ass in the family in the first place, ladies and men too, you have to pay attention on who you bring around your children and allow in your home. It's just as simple as that. That's not something that needs to be preached on for 4 or 5 hours. It's just as simple as that. And if you see something, say something. All this stay out of my business. No, you pull somebody to the side and you ask them what's going on. You find out what's going on and take action. I don't care if you have to call everybody in your phone, all your family. You guys come together and do something. This is terrible. Anyway, I'm not going to hold you all. I just wanted to come up here because I suppose I did this live. I don't know. Probably a couple of weeks ago or so, but I got really busy. Grandkids are demanding and everything, and I had some other stuff going on. Left a little bit, came back a little bit, trying to relax. It rained all night last night. Those of you know me know I love the rain, so I was so happy. I went to bed early and listened to the rain all night long. It did rain a little bit today, so I love the rain. I wouldn't want to live nowhere though where it rain constantly. I would want to do that, but when it's time for winter out here where I am, I'm certainly ready for it. Okay, well, with that being said, thank you, everybody. I'll go back through the chat one more time. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. She mean, really, I want my tacos. Country Thug, she mean, Miss Beverly. Thank y'all for coming in here. And Bad and Bougie, Callie, the Joker slid in through here. And I appreciate all y'all. All right, this is Miss Indy, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.